Hey, great Tuesday evening. It has been a crazy type of evening for Erasmo Castro. And I don't even have my other screen on. Hey, Snoopy. We missed you this morning. And I think we had a show last night. We missed you last night as well. Oh. You see how I do notice? I do notice when folks don't come on that we expect to see on because we care. I'm trying to put up my YouTube one. There we go. Kanina, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's good to see you. Welcome back. It is great to be back. Good evening, Leia. Leia. Good evening. Saca los tacos. Geno Flori. Fiori. Geno Fiori. Tú invitas, yo voy. Let me tell you, there's one thing that I truly love. It's a good damn taco. I love tacos, but one taco. I can only eat one taco, especially the ones that they do at Mr. Taco. Man, Mr. Taco, they load them up. You know the other great place to go have tacos is Tacos El Campeón. Some good stuff there. Some good stuff. Let me send the invitation crud. We were supposed to have Sergio on tonight. Let me send the invitation to him. I don't know if he's still wanting to come on or not. But Tacos Los Campeones are amazing. They are located where the old rallies used to be. Does anyone remember the old rallies? That rallies was amazing. That's my phone. That rallies was amazing. Sergio. There, it's the invitation. That rallies was amazing. I kind of love to have their fries. Their fries were the bomb. But the tacos Los Campeones, they actually have again some amazing tacos. Other places, Ultimo Taco, they're good. They're good tacos. I still like Los Campeón tacos a little bit better. Buenas noches, good evening, Gabriela, hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Joe, good evening, my man, good evening. Wee, boy, yeah, boy. Hey, Baba, we're supposed to be doing lunch or supper sometime soon. Let me know. It'd be fun. Good evening, me too. It rained up here in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm going to take a wild guess that y'all are flooded based on Mike Pineapple's memes. Yeah, knockout. Isn't it Campeón? Tacos? Let me see. We're going to go into the flooding a little bit. Good evening, Hector. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And Tres Garcia's Tacos. Yes, Tres Garcia's Tacos just opened up over there on the corner of Price Road and SPI. Let me tell you, they have some great stuff, some great food out there. And let's see, ¿Y qué dice el Trey? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Trey. Hey, Sergio Santiago, how you doing, my man?
Doing good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you tonight. Let's go through some of these questions, and then we'll talk about what's going on in the city of Brownsville today.
Okie doke. Sounds good.
What food item did you try on your trip that you can't find in the valley? Uh, Actually, let me say, Snoopy, that there was a bunch of great food out there. One of the food products that I tasted towards the end that was amazing was sopa de lima. Sopa de lima is just amazing. It was made with turkey, and it has like a slice of lime on top. And because of the, I mean, I don't know why it's not called caldo de turkey, caldo de pavo, but that, I mean, it's called caldo de lima because you're supposed to like put the lime in it. But the caldo de lima was amazing. Uh, they had a guajolote dish that was great. I just can't remember the name of it. I posted pictures of it and I mentioned it. Have you ever been to Merida, Sergio?
Yes, actually, I've been to. I was in Merida about, I would say, 3 4 months ago,
Oh,
and
really?
one of the things that I like was the cochinita pibil.
Oh, yes, of course. Classic.
Yes, that
Eh,
was
la
very.
cochinita pibil is
But
classic.
all the food was pretty good. I was very impressed. Actually, I like the.
Ah, we lost him. Uh, Sergio is 100% right, guys. Cochinita pibil is a classic for Merida. Let me say that I learned that pork and turkey, pork and turkey are staples up in Merida. According to the church friend of mine, they stated that pork and turkey, were massively cultivated. uh, Bunch of turkeys and pigs. A lot of turkeys and pigs. We lost you there, Sergio.
Hello, sorry, I lost you there for a minute.
It's all right. Yeah, one of the things that I was sharing right now was that a friend of mine from there basically stated that a lot of turkey and pork come from the Merida area in Yucatan probably, and is shipped throughout Mexico. But turkey and pork is famous out there.
That's correct.
What anything else that you tried out there that you liked?
Actually, well, we stopped at this place where they had like it was like a buffet, and so they had all different kinds of food. But I know that there was something that was like chile con rajas. That
Oh,
was
awesome.
that was pretty good. Then also they also had what was the other thing that well, the beans. I mean, the beans were really good because there were those black beans,
Oh God, yes.
so that was really good. Also, the tortillas were totally different from what we see down here. Some of those tortillas were like purple and blue, different colors like that. So
Love them.
that was pretty amazing. And I hear that the corn they use is a different kind of corn than what we were used to. That that corn's more natural. You know, um, like black corn.
Yes.
You know, and reddish yellowish. So that's why the tortillas also they use maseca instead of no, I'm sorry, they use more corn than what we use down here in the border, which we use maseca. So
Let me tell you, the tortillas were amazing. Most of the places that I got to go to, they had the homemade tortillas, which let me tell you, deliciosísimas. I think every single place that I went to, I didn't find any tortillas that were like factory brought tortillas, like the ones we have here. They were hechas a mano, great, great food. So I liked it all. The dessert that I liked, and they sell this at las placitas throughout Merida, is marquetas. Did you try
oh,
those?
no, I didn't try those, but one thing that I can tell you, I was very impressed with the cenotes where they had the
Oh,
scenery,
beautiful.
like the water, the water
Yeah,
deposits.
beautiful.
That's amazing. And then I also went to Chichen Itza, so I was
Chichen
able
Itza.
to see the pyramids. That was very
Yes,
amazing, also.
majestic.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to swim in three cenotes and beautiful. And I went to Mayapan, the archaeological site. I've already gone to Chichen Itza, but I actually got to climb the pyramid in Mayapan. And let me say, that was amazing. And it's the same pyramid that they have in Chichen Itza, except that they don't have the temple on top at Mayapan. But amazing. Great, great time. And I love the cenotes. I think I would go back to try and swim in more cenotes. It was so, so great. I think that that B is tacos knockout on old rallies. You might be right, Joseph. And I mean, for some reason, I thought eran tacos El Campeón. but you might be right. Now that I think of it, it might be Knockout Tacos, where the old rallies is at. I'm not sure, but I know that I go there regularly because right after church service on Wednesday, sometimes we'll go and pick up a taco there. But it might be Tacos Knockout. Do you know, Sergio, the tacos on where the old rallies used to be? The name of it?
No, actually, I don't. I haven't. I'm not familiar with them, to be honest with you. But now that you mentioned it, I think I have to go check it out.
They're good. They're really
you
good
know,
tacos, and it's
I
right there with.
found this. I found this little taco place right there on where they used to be the old Greyhound. They're called Tacos Tío Pimpon or something like that. Pimpoy, Pimpon. And it's a gentleman that he was making tacos out of his house, and then now he opened his little restaurant, and they're amazing. I mean, you got to go check them out. They're just amazing.
At the where that little placita pulguita is that right?
Yes, right there. Yes, actually, and it's a real small place. I mean, they only have like two, three tables. Luckily they have that common area where all the restaurants can share in that area. They have like a little, kind of like a cafeteria atmosphere.
Like a food
But
court.
yeah, like a food court. Yeah, but man, you guys have to go try those tacos out. And the guy is him, his wife, and his son. Just like talk about a family environment and people just wanting to, better themselves.
I'm gonna go look for them tomorrow. I promise. I'm gonna go see
Man,
if I can find them.
let me know and I'll go with you because I mean
No, let's
they're
go.
amazing. They're
Let's go.
amazing, amazing tacos, man. I
Rally
recommend them.
International Boulevard. Yeah, we used to have a rallies there on the corner of Tyler Street and International. Great fries. For some reason, their burgers were good, but their fries were amazing. Many, many years ago. Rally's Burgers. Not there anymore. Good evening. Good evening. Buenas noches. Frank, buenas noches. Your internet is on suck mode tonight. I just checked, and my internet seems to be working fine. I saw your comment, Rodney, but I'm looking at the show right now, at the show on Facebook, and it looks okay, man. Check and see if it's not your internet, bro. But I'm seeing it. Is anybody else having trouble with the internet? Because I think on my end it's looking pretty good, but we'll see. Best manager Home Depot ever had. Oh,
That's is he talking about me or
were you a manager at Home
yes,
Depot?
I worked for Home Depot for 20 years and you know uh thank you Robert. I mean, that says a lot. I mean, I you made me blush, man, because I mean, Home Depot was my, I don't know, man. It was just Home Depot was 20 years of my life, man. I started with them when I was 22, 23 years old, and I did 20 years with them.
Damn, that's awesome, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Uh, Tavo, buenas noches. John White is in jail again. Keep him in your prayers. John White gets thrown in jail more than I've probably ever been in a Facebook jail. John White, John White is a good guy. Very opinionated and all around good guy. I'm glad. I'm sorry that to have him in Facebook jail. I can imagine why. It's good. Hey, Judge Salazar. Let me tell you, I love this judge. She is a
Linda.
great girl. Love you, Judge. Who's the guest? We have Sergio Santiago with us tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about city politics in a little bit, Mike. So it should be a little bit interesting. Mr. Santiago, good to see you. Take care. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Thank
You
you,
have a
Joe.
good job. Let's see. How are the ladies over there? Let me tell you. Let me say that they're not what you typically expect. If you're more used to going to Monterrey, in Monterrey, my God, the women are super beautiful, and a lot of women in Veracruz, and in Yucatan,
Try,
okay.
try Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. Now you're talking about some good. Let me tell you, good-looking women. Yucatan Peninsula.
Hello.
Okay, they're okay. Remember lemon tortillas here in Brownsville, homemade tortillas. Where is that? Limon Tortilleria. Is that the one? Is that the one over here on Jefferson Street that goes towards the hospital, Judge? Do you know, Sergio?
No, actually, I mean, I'm hearing about all these new places, and I thought I'd be eating every restaurant in Brownsville, so I'm gonna be looking out for those tortillas now.
I think, Judge, it's there on right across from the First Presbyterian Church on Jefferson Street, close to Washington Park. If I'm not wrong, Judge, you correct me if I'm wrong, Judge, but I think it's Limon Tortilleria right there off of I'm going to say maybe 6th Street and Jefferson. You can correct me, Judge, but I think that's where it's at. Good evening, Alina. Good evening. Good evening, Frank. Eating in McAllen. Good job. Bien merecido. Good evening, Hermosa Ana. Good evening. So what's the topic tonight? We're going to talk a little bit about the weather. The city commission did have a quick meeting. We'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll talk a little bit about job performance for a lot of the individuals in the city commission. Nah, you're good. Rodney's connection is just doo doo. Rodney, that's what happens when you're watching off your cricket phone. You keep freezing, but can still hear you. I don't, guys.
That's probably the problem. I have a cricket phone too.
A mí no me habla de tacos, puro lobster. Ay, papito. Puro lobster and caviar.
Pues hay que hacer unos tacos de lobster, ¿no?
Tacos de lobster. Now, if White offended a radical liberal is why he is probably in jail. Yes. That is John White that we know. Rodney looks like he's has something near his face on his profile pic. I know exactly what you're referring to. Guys, if you're on YouTube, like that damn page. Buenas noches, Erasmo. Manda saludos para la cha. Para la cha. Roberto. Buenas noches, mi amor. Good evening. Almost finished. Hey, Erasmo, today was my Jay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Where's my damn piece of cake? Yes, yes. I knew that's where it was. Jefferson, and I think the corner of Jefferson and 6th Street, if I'm not mistaken. The corner of Jefferson and 6th Street. I'm gonna go check them out. I think last time I went there, I got some barbacoa. I'm talking about a couple of years back, Judge, but I'll visit them to check out their tortillas. Mayan ancestors, different kind of beauty. Yeah, yeah. Let me say, there were some beautiful people out there, but it is, and Anna is completely right. They do have this different type of beauty. Their skins are darker. They're a little bit shorter. I mean, there was some beautiful people, but we get into this mindset in regards to what beauty is. But there's beautiful people. Let me tell you, there was we had a guy who gave us a tour at Ismal, and he took us on a little horse carriage ride. And a very good-looking young man, pero con muchas facciones indígenas. Andaba con los guaraches, and even his feet, they had the brown skin. His feet, you'll see the toes different in these people, but it doesn't mean that que ay tan feos. It's just that it is a different type of beauty. And Anna is completely right. And I thought the young man looked very, very, very handsome. Very, very handsome, but con las características indígenas, pero muy, muy bien parecido. No, y cada quien tiene suyo. Anita's Tamales. I'm not sure where that's at. Let me know. Actually, I'd like to try some new tamales. Good evening, Jennifer Hermosa. Good evening. En La Buena Vida Project in Taylor, I think Limon Tortillas. No, I think Judge already clarified. It's over here on Jefferson. I think I know what you're talking about, Miss Murillo, but I don't think that's Limon. I don't think that's Limon. I don't think that, but I might be wrong. Go to McDonald's. No, the king of McDonald's Wi-Fi is Frankie Olivo. He made a cabinet. Used to be across from Anita Tortilla. There it is. Good job. Thank you, Judge. Good evening, Mr. C.E. That's me. So your thoughts? So you thought the guy was hot? I didn't say he was hot. I thought I said he was an attractive young man, and I say young man because he probably maybe in his 30s. I'm not sure, but very attractive young man. And pero tenía las facciones indias, not like the smoke, like the guy that that they do use for the memes. Very attractive man. Sergio, tonight the city commission. We caught up with the comments. Thank you guys. The city commission had a city commission meeting. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see it or got any feedback from it.
No, actually, Erasmo, I mean, you know me. I don't get too much involved with
In politics?
politics. I'm a developer, pero I'm always you know willing to help anybody that in the city that wants to run to do a good thing for the city.
Awesome.
There you can have my support. You have many constructions throughout the city that I can, they can use so they can put their signs and things like that. Pero yo
Awesome.
lo mío es mejor ayudar a la comunidad, in ways that I can. I like networking with fellow charities and fellow friends of mine to do, good deeds for the community. Pero
Awesome.
I can tell you that, man, I love Brownsville. I'm not from here. I came here 20 years ago, and I came here with a job with Home Depot, and thanks to the city, I've been living the American dream, and I'm very, very grateful to Brownsville. I love Brownsville. I'm not going anywhere until the day I die. Hopefully, that's another 20, 40 years from now. Pero,
Lo que
pero
Dios da. Well,
yeah,
I want to say in regards to the city commission meeting today, guys, let me say it was impressive. And I will give props to Commissioner Roy de los Santos. Congratulations, Commissioner Roy de los Santos. A very good start. I will say that. And again, one of the things that I have always stated, I was very vocal in regards to my support of Jessica Puente Bradshaw in District 3. I did get to vote in District 3 because it is my district. So I did have the opportunity to vote and to endorse Jessica Puente Bradshaw. But again, she was not successful. Mr. De Los Santos is our city commissioner for my district and for the city of Brownsville. And I will, and I made mention of this when Mr. Dos Santos and Mr. Pedro Cardenas won. Guys, I'm out there praying for you. My greatest prayer is that you succeed as city commissioners because if you succeed, we all
Brownsville.
succeed.
Yes.
Brownsville
Yes.
succeeds as a whole. And that's what we're expecting. And I'm very, very proud of the stance that Mr. Los Santos took today in the meeting. So, Mr. Los Santos, thank you so much. Basically, demanded a little bit more transparency in regards to selecting individuals that are coming onto the boards and the commissions. And that tells me one thing that, they are paying attention. They are paying attention. And that is why it is important to be always very, very vocal and express your wants and desires. That is, as Sergio was mentioning, it is part of the American dream. Part of the American dream is to be a participatory part of governance in regards to the matters that concern the community as a whole. So I'm very, very proud of Mr. Dos Santos. I'm glad that he took the stance that he took today during the meeting. Much more success, Mr. Commissioner Cardenas, a little less vocal, but again, it is his first meeting. Mr. Dos Santos has a little bit more experience. So very, very proud of the city commission meeting. One of the items that I did share today in regards to what was going to be seen in executive session was the purchase of more land downtown. And I'm very, very glad that they took no action on the matter. And I think, and again, one of the things that I've shared is that part of the problem with investing so much money downtown is that the mayor and the city commission they own most of the property downtown. When you own property downtown, it's to their benefit to continuously be developing the area, and it helps the community as a whole very little. So I'm going to guess, guys, and this is a guess, that the reason that there was a no vote on purchasing the property that they were going to purchase was because we did sound the alarm and stated that, well, we want to know who we're buying it from. They decided to take no action. Sergio, what is your take on the city commission putting money solely directly to downtown?
Mira, honestly, me personally, I'm not going to talk about the commissioners or them, but I can honestly tell you that my choice is I'm developing 802. I'm developing Paredes. I'm developing other areas of town. Even I got some development in Boca Chica. You know, how can I say this? Me personally, there's other areas that I see future, but that's me personally. You know, as a business person, as somebody that creates jobs, creates you know um,
Industry.
pues, industry. Yes, me personally, I have different opinions. Now I know there's some builders that want to invest in downtown. I mean, that's their preference. Pero lo mío is outside of downtown for me.
Well, no, because you are a developer in other parts of the downtown, wouldn't you, as a developer and someone who has vested interest in other parts of town, want the wealth to be shared equally amongst all of Brownsville, to where all of Brownsville gets the benefit? I'll give you one example. One of the things that I've been fighting for a long, long time, and we'll talk about two, but we'll start with the first one. Was I want our bus stop to have benches, and I want our bus stops to have protection from the inclements of the weather. We live in one of the hottest areas in the state of Texas, here in the city of Brownsville. Well, at least to us, because I guess we experience it more than anybody else. Not trying to diss West Texas, but a lot of our elderly people, a lot of our handicapped people, they use public transportation. They use the bus, and I've shared pictures, and other bloggers have mentioned the same thing. How sometimes están nuestros viejitos parados allá en medio del sol o del agua, y pues no, o sea, se están mojando o están hirviendo en su alma. Why is it so hard for us to get bus stops throughout the city of Brownsville that'll service some of the poorest in our community? That's where I want a lot of the resources, where it'll benefit the city of Brownsville as a whole. As a developer, down Paredes and Alton Glore area, or 802 area, Sergio, we want a lot of the resources, a lot of the people to be able to travel to those areas with a lot less difficulty, and to be there comfortable. This week, we're expecting a lot of rain. I mean, what are the people that use the bus are expected to do? Stand in the rain waiting for their bus?
See, and I think sometimes that we take that for granted because we're so used to driving our cars with the air conditioner. And you're right. There's people that do depend on the bus, and that's something that I guess you're opening my eyes today because you know um, I never thought about that, to be honest with you. So it is an eye opener having this conversation with you.
Yeah, one of the things, guys, that I'm going to commit to, guys. I do my best. I'm more of a tree hugger here in the city of Brownsville than most people believe, guys. That is one of the reasons why I use my scooter and I use my moped, because I want to lessen my footprint for the world that we live in. And one of the things that I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to use public transportation to get to different places at least one day out of every week. So that people could see, hey, that we're all in this together, guys. I want to share the experience. I know that when we were growing up, we used the bus system great immensely, and a lot of our people out there, they need to. And Sergio Eduardo, uh, I love your profile picture. I love Ronnie Gonzalez. Ronnie was a great, great guy. Tomorrow we will have the funeral for Ronnie, guys. It will be from 1 o'clock to 8 p.m. And I think there's going to be a prayer service at 7 p.m. Ronnie, an amazing, amazing guy. So, Sergio, I'll see you there tomorrow at the funeral. And Ronnie, man, love the guy. One of the other things, Royal, do you know what is going to happen with the corner of 12th Street near El Disco de Oro? I know it's there for people that need shelter, but I've seen a lot of hate on it lately when I pass by. Let me say it's the Red Wagon Ministry, Tavo. It is the tent city, and that is one of the other issues that's very, very concerning to a lot of here, Sergio, is that we've started to see an increment in regards to the homeless situation throughout the city of Brownsville, and I dare to say that a lot of the homeless people that we have in the city of Brownsville aren't necessarily from Brownsville, Texas. They're people that are coming in from other parts. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I actually went to the place that Tabo is referring to, and I did see a lot of Anglo Americans, out there that I don't feel that they're from here. One of the things that I think that us people in Brownsville tend to know Anglo Americans and what Afro Americans are from here, or are part of our community. But a lot of the African American, a lot of the Anglo people that are, homeless in the city of Brownsville aren't necessarily from here. We actually have an Asian individual who I think is a transfer student that used to sit in the middle of the expressway right there on International. Does everyone remember that? In that little green area? Did you ever see him, Sergio?
I mean, yes, I drive around town and I do see a lot of homeless, and also I noticed that there's also some veterans out there that are homeless because I do stop and I buy them a burger and I give them money, and and usually when the cold weathers come, me and my team from Chula Vista, which is the construction company that I own, we actually go out there and give food and clothing to the homeless in bad weather and things like that. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it seems like a lot of the homeless are not from here. They're from out of town, and
Yeah, it
the
is. And
you bring a good point.
yeah, Perrin is saying that he's still there under the expressway. Yeah. I've always wanted to approach him, but I think his issues are not so much the homeless issues. I think there's some mental issues there that have yet to be addressed by anyone in the city. But I'm not blaming the city at all. I think that right now the city is overwhelmed with a lot of these folks. I mean, we still have individuals here throughout downtown sleeping at every corner, and it doesn't smell that good. Tavo is referring to the Red Wagon Ministry behind El Disco de Oro. I call it Tent City. I've been there. I visited with the pastors that lead that group, and I think the people that are not so much hating on it. Uh, I think what happens is that a lot of the people that live in that area, Tabo, tend to fear for their property and their safety. And it's understandable, guys. A lot of people that live around that area want to question is, do they have the proper permits? Is it still illegal? Illegal? Is it still legal to have that group there after the governor signed the order where no more homeless shelters are going to be allowed in the city in the state of Texas? I don't know, but I think the concern, Tabo, comes from the people that live in that area because they're having experience. They're experiencing a lot of the people out there like taking leaks in their property in the callejon, and that might be the case. But again, when I went, it was a beautiful place. City needs to address the flooding. That is the huge problem. You can't just ask people to stay home in order to stay safe from bad weather, not having many have that luxury. 100%. And that's the other topic that I wanted to address with Sergio. Part of the problem, one of the things that I've been fighting for years now is the flooding problem. And it is a flooding problem in the Paredes Line Road area that we're developing. Also, we learned, and now it is a problem on 802. We shared a video today where it looks like a river out there. Did you get to see the video, Sergio?
No, actually, I haven't, but I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, 802 is flooding over there by Margaret Clark, the swimming pool. Swimming pool?
Oh wow! By the swimming pool, it's funny that you mentioned that because I have a property right there on the corner in front of the swimming pool, and I'm
Yes,
developing a commercial plaza right in the corner of
flooded.
Seville and 802.
Yeah, it's really, really flooded. Uh, Bad flooded. And the Mike Pineapple helped se fue a todo max para make a lot of the memes out there, but it is an issue. And that's just a couple of my issues with the city. Why have we not completely addressed the flooding issue? We're getting these millions and millions of dollars. We received 68 million for the CARES Act. We received 10 million from Elon Musk. Why can't this money be used to fix a major problem for small business and for individuals that want to develop these areas? Boca Chica still floods. Uh, 802 still floods. Why can't we use our resources that are coming in because of grants and because of federal funds and private funds? Why can't we use to fix something that affects us all in the city of Brownsville?
No, I mean, yeah, you bring a good point, but unfortunately, I'm a little uneducated on that subject. Again, call it ignorance or whatever, but um,
That's
like I said, my thing is I go and buy properties and I develop my, like when I bought that. I don't know if you remember the old Pekin Harbor over there on Four
oh
Corners,
yes, I love it.
where it used to be like a homeless. It used to be an old building, abandoned building where homeless used to live in there, and we went in there. We bought that building and made it into a plaza. We have an Audrey's pharmacy there. We have Haley's restaurant, and basically, got it to where now it's paying taxes and it's paying electricity. And we're finding areas of town that are run down and beautifying them. You know,
Well,
so that's I think that's how I can keep helping the city of Brownsville. By helping with the growth and also putting people into homes. Like one of the things that I started was like I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, we started doing what we call the condo regimes when it comes to the commercial. So before, if you wanted to open a restaurant, the only thing you could do is rent it. Now we're going and building a commercial plaza, and you can actually buy that space because making it into a condominium. So now people are owning a part of the plaza. They can own the restaurant for the same amount of money as they would pay in rent. So we're giving them a piece of the American dream. That's how I'm trying to create some wealth for other people. Having these people, instead of just being regular tenants, they can now actually own their own restaurant. They can own their own barbershop. They can own the little hair salon or spa, by giving them ownership, and giving them a piece of that American dream.
that's all.
Before, if you wanted to open your own restaurant, and you have to spend a couple $1 million in buying the whole plaza and then lease it to yourself. Now you can actually buy a portion of that, and so those are the things that I'm working on. Uh, Unfortunately, like I said, call it on my part, ignorance or whatever, but I'm not too familiar with a lot of the stuff that goes in the politics, and but it's education, because you're like right now you're saying, okay, well, the city's getting some certain amount of millions of dollars. you know where's that money going and things like that. And you bring a good point. I mean, you're educating the city of Brownsville, which
Well,
that's appreciated.
as a developer, Sergio, one of the things that the city of Brownsville has been speaking about for the past 2 years, well, as recent, was El Jardín building. The Jardín building that is downtown, that used to be a hotel. You remember? You know that building. You
Yes,
familiar
I
with
know that. Yeah, I've seen it. Yes.
2 years ago, John Cowan came out and stated that they were going to make it into Section 8 housing for individuals. It's not going to happen. I think the Mayor Mendez came out and stated that how proud he is that they're going to fix up the Seminole building, also for housing, for Section 8 housing, but also made mention in regards to the Jardín building. It's not going to happen. It's not true. The Jardín building is beyond repair. Nadie le ha querido entrar a ese edificio porque saben que automáticamente va a costar millones y millones in order to remodel. And what's happened, Sergio, they continue to make these promises. Oh no, we're going to do this with it. We're going to do this with it. And it continues to deteriorate to the point now, if you want to bring back to life a building like El Jardín Hotel, it's going to cost millions. It's not going to happen. So my concern is, why do they lie to us? It's not going to happen. As a developer, when you got the Beacon Harbor, It might not have been that decayed because it's a newer building. We're talking about a Jardín building being like what 100 years old. It's not going to happen. It's not true. There's not going to be Section 8 housing. I mean, and do we really need another project downtown?
Yeah, I mean, you bring a point.
I mean, you're a developer. Let's say that you bought that Jardín Hotel. I mean, what do you calculate it would cost to bring it back to life?
I mean, you're talking millions of dollars easily.
Millions,
Yeah.
millions of dollars. And it's not feasible. People, we will never get our money back. Never. The city of Brownsville will never get its money back if it goes in as a city to bring El Jardín building back to life. It's a mess. It should be condemned. It should be destroyed. It should be brought down and something else built in its spot. Pero están aferrados because now that they said that they're going to make it into Section 8 housing, now they're going to have to do something with it. The same thing that happened with the Casa de Nylon building that's right here. $2.3 million, $2.3 million for a piece of property that's valued at $600,000. $600,000. And they haven't done nothing with it except 3 weeks ago they had a little powwow where they were all patting each other on the back saying we're going to make a entrepreneurship center for people here in the city of Brownsville. But again, why is it constant promises and millions of dollars that are pissed away and we get nothing? So why do they constantly stand on their laurels and say, hey, we're going to make something out of it? It's impossible. A lot of the buildings that are downtown, they have to be destroyed. I mean, it's not cost efficient to bring those buildings back to life. I mean, it's like we're constantly putting good money into crap. I'll give you another example. Have you heard about the Neely House?
No, honestly,
The
no.
Neely House es una casilla de madera que está acá atrás para el Fort Brown. They're going to spend $90,000, $90,000 on that Neely House because supposedly it belonged to the Cowans or to the family of the Cowans, and they're going to spruce it up and make it like they did the Stillman House, the Stillman Ranch House that they bought from Corpus. I mean, we invested like $250,000 in that house. For what? It's not even used. And it looks nothing like the original. And that's my concern. Why does the city constantly throwing good money to restore buildings that are crap? I mean, the Neely House, it's a piece of crap. I posted it on my page 2 days ago. It's a piece of crap. It's impossible for them to bring it back to life. Why are we pissing away good money? I'll give you another example. The medians, the medians. I mean, you're developing on 802. You know, I could see where a median is okay on 802. You know, because business is so sparsed out, is so alejado uno del otro. You know, you could understandable to have a median, but they're building a median Sergio, on Boca Chica. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for small business because on Boca Chica tienes esta tiendita donde venden oro que es de Mark, el hijo de the Judge Linda Salazar. He has his buy gold place. Right next to it, there's a barber shop. There's a little restaurant. O sea, hay un negocio, un negocio, un negocio, un negocio. Now, people can't access those businesses the way they used to before because of the median. What's your thought on the median?
Well, I mean, like on 802, I mean, I do see the need for it because I drive through there a lot, and all the businesses. That's where the growth is. And Boca Chica, one of the things that honestly that I don't I don't have an answer because I really wasn't paying attention. But one of the things that I did see though on Boca Chica is where they're developing the medium, they're also going in there and fixing where they're putting new drainage and stuff so it doesn't flood anymore. So
Well,
hopefully that's going to help out with what you were talking about earlier about the flooding of Boca Chica.
actually, no. The drainage was fixed, I think, a year ago. That's I don't know if you remember cuando pusieron los bloquecitos en los lados de la calle.
Sí,
That's where they were fixing the drainage issue. Still floods.
sí.
Still floods. On 802, they were supposedly working on the drainage issue. We just showed a video. Y no eso que no llovió casi nada. And it's flooding right in front of the Margaret Clark swimming pool. Flooding. And again, and let me say this. Part of the reason why these places are flooding, Sergio, is because I don't know if you've driven around Brownsville recently, but they haven't picked up a lot of the brush. There's a lot of montones of brush and trash all over the place. Have you
Hmm.
seen those?
I mean, yeah, I've seen some around, yes, but again, so those are the things that you know, I guess we don't pay attention to, or I don't pay attention to,
Well,
because
yeah, and
it's
I pay attention to them, and this is my concern, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. We've been paying all year for brush pickup. All year we've been paying brush pickup. It's part of what we pay for the services in the city of Brownsville. We've been paying for brush pickup. They haven't picked up the brush. So what happens is a lot of the times, a lot of this brush goes and clogs up the drainage in the city of Brownsville. So we have flooding. And because we have flooding, we have all this trash going all over the place. The city has not been able to pick up. And part of the reason that they haven't been able to do the pickup is because of the pandemic and because of the February freeze. It's understandable. But what happens, Sergio, is starting July, they're going to increase our rate in regards to the brush pickup, into trash pickup, and that upsets me because the reason that they're going to increase the rate of the trash pickup, Sergio, is because they're going to have to hire more companies, private companies, to come in to pick up the brush. And this is my concern. Yo y tú hemos estado pagando todo el año para que levanten the brush. They haven't picked up the brush, but now that they have to catch up, now they have to charge you and me more to pick up the brush that they should have already picked up. So cuando voy le reclamo, like, hey, wait a minute, why are you raising our rates for brush pickup? Because you screwed up. The city screwed up. They didn't pick up the brush. They didn't hire someone in January when they started to see the problem. But now in July, starting July, our rates have gone up. I mean, shouldn't we be upset about that? We're
yeah,
paying double. Estamos pagando doble porque ya pagamos para que la levantaran. No la levantaron. They didn't pick it up. Y ahora que la quieren levantar para tratar de alcanzar la meta, pues ocupan a más personas. Now they want to charge you and me more. It pisses me off. It's upsetting. Sergio, have you seen your light bill this month?
actually, yes, but I guess I mean, as a builder, I can tell you that I'm the exception because I my house I have it all winterized. I have the foam insulation. I have the all the LED lighting. So my bill is pretty small compared for the size of my house, and but because I'm in that kind of business, ¿me entiendes? So
100%.
to me, that's my bill doesn't show the reality of what's out there. So I
100%.
could not
And I'm
I
glad
could
you said
not tell you
reality.
honestly.
The reality out there, Sergio, is that a lot of the people in the city of Brownsville, we are under the poverty line. You know, we are under the poverty line. A lot of us, cannot afford to have all those extras. What's happened, Sergio, is that I'll give you an example. My light bill was $145 all year last year. $145 all year. $145. After the freeze, it went up to 185, and then it went up to 245. And I said, "What the hell?" Right now, they want me to pay $285, twice as much as what I was paying last year, twice as much. And I give myself as an example, but that's happening to a lot of the other people here in the city of Brownsville. And I'm talking about my office, where I haven't used more electricity, but now I'm paying double of what I was paying last year. Sergio, my concern, Sergio, what happened to the 135 million that they took from you and me for Tenasca? They took 135 million of our dollars because they increased our rates in order to build a power plant called Tenasca. We didn't get the power plant called Tenasca. Our rates haven't gone down. They are going more and more up.
See,
So, do I think that the city commission, the PUB board, and the mayor are doing a good job? No, because they're not giving me the answers, or the people of Brownsville the answers in regards to how much we're paying for services that we've already paid for.
pues I'm going to take it. I'm going to take advantage right now that you're talking about the high electric bills, and I'm going to do a little self commercial.
Yes, go, go.
I started a solar company, so we need to go solar, man. That's the you were earlier you were talking about green and leaving a footprint, and solar is the future. We're helping people save money on their electric bill by switching them to solar. But we not only do we go in there and switch them to solar, we also fix the problem by winterizing the house, by fixing the areas where the house is leaking the energy, by fixing the windows, fixing the attic with the foam insulation, by so like earlier you were talking about gasoline and all that. Well, Elon Musk has Teslas, the cars. That's the future, and the future for high electric bills is going to be solar.
Yeah, papá, pero parte del problema es de que la mayoría de las personas aquí, we can't afford a Tesla. You know, we
No,
can, we
pero no, I understand. Pero yo digo que solar is very inexpensive because it's usually cheaper than your electric bill, and it's zero down. And then you also get a 26% credit from the government.
yeah. Well, but part of the problem with solar is that you have to buy into it to start off with, and a lot of people here.
Yes, but it's all educational. It's all about education. You're right.
Well, again, a lot of the people here, they struggle to put a plate of food on the table. And
Pero yeah,
a lot of times, let me tell you, I know people personally that that they don't buy medication.
no, and you're right. But mira, yeah, and I'll give you an example a minute ago. Like I can actually, like I said about a lot of this stuff in politics. Pardon me, but I'm very, ignorant on that because that's not my field. But I can give you some examples of what concerns me of the city and in the areas that I'm uh, that my forte or my strength. But let's just get back to solar for 1 second. Like solar, we can go and switch a house and convert I can go and convert a house from regular fossil fuel to solar, and you don't have to put a penny down. And your first payment is going to be cheaper than your electric bill. So there, you don't have to spend any money. That's one. Second, now what concerns me is this: as a builder and developer, what's concerned me is the high pricing of housing, because right now, if you notice, all the materials and lumber and construction have gone up about in general about 30 to 40%. What does that mean? If last year I could buy a house for $200,000, the same house today is going to cost me $280,000 in less than 6 months. What is that going to do to increase the taxes in the city? And what's going to happen to all those people that cannot afford? Like you said earlier, hay mucha gente que cannot even put food on the table, can't even buy medicine, and they're having a hard time paying their taxes. Y lo que va a pasar with this new tax increases, because they're coming. all this demand for housing right now, and all these high prices on the house, is going to spike up city and county taxes. And who's going to get affected by that? The people you just mentioned. That's what scares me. Because you and I can afford to pay you that increase in taxes. And if we have rental properties, what do? If they increase my taxes, I'm going to tell the people that rent from me I have to increase your rent.
Yes.
But what's
Uh,
going to happen? What's going to happen to that person that I'm going to have to increase the rent?
oh
Can
yeah,
they afford it? That's the
man,
scary part.
it's very very scary.
And that's a different topic. I'm probably getting off from a different topic, but that's a topic where I can actually be good, useful in your show, and actually give you feedback.
Awesome.
You know,
This is my driver's license. Gloria, just to answer your question, Governor Abbott signed the bill, signs bill banning homeless encampments on public land in Texas. That was signed June 15th, 2021. It's
now,
called homeless encampments.
what do you think about that? That's something that's scary. That's something that I think it's concerning because, if there's certain areas where people are given a free area where they can eat or whatever, now the governor's saying that can no longer happen. What's going to happen to those people? I mean, you know, what are your thoughts about that?
I think
Was that a good policy? Was that something that
Well, I think one of the things that I think the government, I'm hoping that they're going to do to parallel or to offset is to bring in some educational programs, to bring in a lot of mental health providers to maybe to try and go get at the root as to why a lot of these individuals are homeless. We live in the greatest country on the face of God's green earth. There's no reason, no excuse for anyone to be out there homeless. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist; it exists. But I think we need to get to the root of the matter, and make sure that we are treating the root cause of why a lot of these folks opt to be homeless. And again, we were talking about the Asian guy that's here under the expressway on International. I would dare say, without I'm not a doctor, I would dare say that the situation that is in hand with him is mental issues and mental problems. So we
yeah,
need to the root.
there's I don't know if you noticed there's a gentleman. He looks Anglo, but he looks like he could be also Asian. He's got curly hair, and he's always dressed like in a military jacket and military pants. And a couple times I tried to like stop him to give him some money or something, and you could tell that he's como que tiene un problema mental, como que
Right.
eso es lo que a mí me preocupa también de que por qué el estado o la ciudad, qué es lo que podemos hacer para ayudar a ese tipo de gente, porque no, esa gente no lo vas a ayudar con una hamburguesa,
No,
con $20. You're right. They need a un psychiatrist. They need mental health.
100%. You're right. You're spot on. So what do you base your defense of Trey? And let's go back to your post. You commented that you thought that Trey was doing a great job. It,
No,
how-
mira, what I meant by this is that, like I said, I don't get involved in politics, and you know that for a fact that I really
yeah,
don't get into politics. Pero what I noticed that this mayor's doing that the other mayor wasn't doing, and maybe because of social media, maybe because it's new, pero he's posting things that are come to Brownsville, cosas que están pasando buenas en la ciudad. So I was commenting about that. Thank you for giving the news. Cuando una persona gives the news and is trying to do educate their constituents or their citizens, yeah? And then we attack that individual for giving the news. That's why I was defending.
yeah.
¿Entiendes? No,
And let me
I'm not gonna say ¿cómo te diré? Um, Cuando estaba el otro mayor, which you know who he was, I'm not gonna say names, pero pues
Tony Martin.
no se sabía mucho de lo que pasaba en Brownsville, no se sabía qué estaba pasando. I'm not saying he was a bad mayor, I'm just saying no se sabía. And then this gentleman's putting a lot of stuff on Facebook and saying, hey, this is new to Brownsville, this is happening in Brownsville. So I applaud that because he's educating the city en lo que está pasando en Brownsville. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, and
¿Entiendes?
let me say that I think again, I just my concern with Mayor Trey Mendez is that he needs to do his job, and his job is to get things accomplished, get things done. And just in this year, we went through a freeze. We had no place, no FEMA dome open. We still have gotten no answers in regards to the $135 million that Tenasca, that PUB stole from us. We don't have a viable option coming from the city in regards to maybe having some competition for our utility services out there. We've been asking questions, and the issue that I have with Mayor Mendez is that when you ask him questions and you ask the city commissioners questions like, "Well, why did we pay $2.3 million for the Casa de Nylon building? Why is all the money that's coming to the city of Brownsville being directed to downtown where the mayor owns his businesses, where Nerith Galansky owns 75% of the property, 75 to 85% of the property, where John Cowan has investments? Why is it that the money that's coming for the city of Brownsville being placed in areas that benefit them as business owners and not the normal people of Brownsville? Because, and I think this is what really, look, and this is what really I guess me dolió of the comments on that section, because me dolió que se mencionara como que si pues los grupos acá ellos sí quieren lo mejor para Bronzeville y que acá hay otros grupos que estamos cuestionando, oye, es el por qué las cosas, y como que a nosotros no nos importa Bronzeville. I love Brownsville. I mean, I was born in the city. Yo me rajé las rodillas en las calles de South Most. I love Brownsville. This is my home. I've bled, I've cried in the city. And I want what's best for the city. Pero déjame decirte, el problema es de que we're going nowhere as a city. And let me say, and I'm going to share something that I've shared before. Our zoo. Our zoo used to be one of the top 10 zoos in the country. One of the top 10 zoos in the country. Ahora ya no tiene casi animales. Los animales grandes ya se los están llevando porque no tiene espacio. O sea, no tuvieron la visión de crecimiento al punto que last year the zoo had to start a GoFundMe page. A GoFundMe page. O sea, andaban de limosneros because they couldn't feed the animals. So, ¿por qué la ciudad de Bronzeville descuidó a lo que aquello que nos trae brillo a toda la ciudad de Bronzeville? Nuestro zoológico. And that's not politics. It's just a question. Why are we not focusing more resources to that which will generate more resources for the city of Brownsville, like our zoo?
No, and I mean, and look, you bring you bring some good points. I mean, this is the beauty of America. The check and balances. People like you, people like reporters that that's their job to you know uh it's like we're very ¿cómo te diré? The media in this country is something that we should appreciate because it's what keeps the check and balances. Look what happens in Mexico. Nobody wants to speak up porque los desaparecen. In Mexico, they kill reporters como si fueran una mosca, como si nada, and there's no consequences. And that's sad. Y por eso está el país como está. And you know what? When people bring good valid points, pues you have to hear them. You have to hear them out, and como te dije, and going back to what como te diré, um, I hear there's a question. What's Ms. Santiago's experience with permitting with the city? That's a good question. I can tell you, and I can tell you this by person, and I have told this to many officials in the city that I can speak because that's my field. Yes, they have gone a lot better, but still they're not where they need to be. Now, in les voy a dar un free pass que COVID. they did lose a lot of people from COVID. Este, COVID sí nos quitó bastante, ¿cómo te diré? A todos. Even me in my field, I'm having a hard time right now with framers, with painters, carpenters, electricians, pero has the city got a lot better? Yes, when it comes to permitting, porque sí era un desastre. Yo era la voz que siempre chillaba y siempre, decía, I was always complaining because, McAllen, for instance, you would see a lot of investments happening in McAllen. Why? Porque McAllen les abría las puertas a los developers, a los builders. Pero has it changed? Yes, it has. For the better, it has. ¿Les falta? Sí, les falta. Pero, pero they're going in the right direction. And those are the things that, mira, yo soy una persona que me identifico, yo me gusta ver el vaso medio lleno, no medio vacío. But that's just my nature. ¿Me entiendes? That's the kind of person that I am. So, ¿qué
My,
te diré?
my issue my issue with the permit thing is that it shouldn't be an issue anymore. The problem is it's still an issue. It's not where it needs to be. And let me say, part of the problem, Sergio, is that we've already invested over $2.5 million, $2.5 million in just the permit.
No,
2.5. That's
pero
what
sí,
we.
pero sí ha habido cambios, sí ha habido cambios buenos. Sí ha
Sí,
habido cambios buenos.
estamos de acuerdo, pero have we gotten our money's worth? O sea, we've already paid $2.5 million in contracts, in reviews, in studies, in hiring more deputy city managers in order to fix the problem. O sea, how much more money do we have to spend on it to get where we need to be? O sea, ya gastamos $2.5 millones. Ya para ahorita, oye, ya, o sea, ¿cuánto más van a necesitar para llegar al nivel que está McAllen? Ahora, why is it so
Sí,
different?
pero acuérdate que McAllen ya tiene también muchos años corriendo de esa forma. O sea, lo que estaba quebrado aquí en esta ciudad, en esa área de permisos, no estoy hablando de otras áreas, en esa área de permisos que es la que a mí tengo experiencia, creo que han hecho un 180, sí lo han hecho.
But,
Este,
but we've already invested $2.5 million.
no,
Mi
digo,
pregunta,
volvemos a lo mismo.
mi
Eso sí,
pregunta
yo
yo es,
no, eso es un área donde sí me dejas a mí
sí,
sin palabras porque no tengo
exactamente.
ese
Y,
conocimiento que hayan gastado esa
y
cantidad.
por eso yo me molesto, Sergio, por eso yo me molesto. Y ellos lo dicen, no, es que Erasmo odia la ciudad, es que Erasmo está nomás en lo negativo. No, yo quiero resultados, porque ese dinero que ellos están invirtiendo es de nosotros, de la comunidad. Y luego, y te voy a decir, luego salen con, no, pues es dinero que como quiera es de grapa porque viene del gobierno federal. No es de grapa, nada es de grapa, nada es gratis. Y el dinero que mande el gobierno federal, que mande Elon Musk, que mande el gobernador de Texas, ese es para toda la gente de Bronzeville. No nomás para la gente que tiene bienes, no nomás para los ricos, no nada más para la gente que viene a downtown a comerse las pizzas de $20. O sea, el dinero que se envía es para toda la comunidad. Y todavía con este dinero que se ha invertido en en el ver esto de los permisos, o sea, ¿cómo es que todavía no llegamos donde debemos de estar? O sea, mi pregunta es, ¿cuánto más dinero nos va a costar? ¿Cuánto más dinero nos van a sangrar? Porque aunque ellos digan, pues dinero que viene del gobierno federal, es nuestro dinero, no es de ellos. Y el problema es de que ellos te la tiran en cara como, es que esto, nosotros somos los que los manejamos. No importa, es el dinero que es de nosotros, la gente. Esa es mi molestia. Ahora, how many more, que nos digan, mira, mejor dinos. Es como tú eres, you're in the industry. Es como que si yo te dijera, bueno, Sergio, ¿cuánto me va a costar hacer esta placita? Y tú me dices, bueno, pues ya va mejorando. No es lo que te estoy preguntando. Yo quiero saber cuánto tiempo vas a tardar en entregarme mi plaza y cuánto me va a costar. Y luego tú me dices, bueno, te va a costar $5 millones. Ok, está bueno, ya ni modo. $5 millones en 3 años. Perfecto. Entonces yo ya tengo una idea que en 3 años esto es lo que voy a invertir. Pero lo que pasa en Bronzeville es de que ya ahorita ya invertimos 2.5 y en vez de ir un año adelantado o año y medio adelantado, nomás vamos adelantado 3 pasos. Oye, entonces me voy a molestar. O sea, es como que si después de un año ya me gasté 2.5, la mitad, y todavía no estoy en un lugar factible. Entonces yo me voy a molestar contigo. Voy a decir, pero tú me dijiste que 5 millones en 3 años. Y ahorita ya llegamos a los 3 años, ya gastamos 2.5 y no tenemos nada. O sea, no tenemos nada en referencia a donde debemos de estar. Ese es mi problema con la ciudad. O sea, yo quiero resultados, porque tú me prometiste. Ahora, si ellos no hubieran prometido nada, Sergio, yo me hago para atrás, ni modo, ¿no? Pero ellos prometieron que para antes de terminar el término, ya íbamos a tener resultados. No hemos tenido nada. O sea, nada en referencia a donde debemos de estar. O sea, ¿qué tanto más tenemos que gastar? Mejor dime, ¿qué tanto más nos va a costar? ¿Cuánto tiempo para llegar al mismo, de perdida, al mismo nivel de McAllen? No más dinos, porque McAllen no tuvo que invertir 2.5 millones para levantar el departamento de permisos. Y yo te digo, y tú lo sabes, muchas personas se han ido de Bronzeville a empezar negocios en Harlingen y empezar negocios en McAllen, porque es muchísimo más fácil para adquirir permisos.
Pues mira, yo te puedo hablar en lo mío, lo personal, ¿verdad? Yo te puedo decir que yo no me iría a invertir a McAllen o a Harlingen. He tenido la oportunidad, pero yo me siento aquí a gusto con Brownsville. Yo creo que mi labor debe ser aquí en esta ciudad que me ha dado tanto. Y y pues echarle ganas aquí, o sea, y tratar de hacerlo mejor. Yo te puedo decir en lo personal mío, sí ha habido un cambio en los permisos. A lo mejor, como dices tú, no a donde debe estar, pero sí ha habido un cambio grande. O sea, es un área que yo te puedo decir que ya no estoy tantos dolores de cabeza como los tenía antes.
Yo estoy, de
Entonces,
acuerdo, yo estoy de acuerdo en que sí ha cambiado. Mi preocupación es de que no está al nivel.
a lo mejor, digo, a lo mejor, ¿verdad? A lo mejor tú.
Pues, si no está en el nivel, por lo que ya le invertimos. O sea, ya le invertimos 2 puntos. O sea, ¿cuánto
Sí,
más?
y en eso yo no estoy educado, en lo que se le haya invertido. O sea, yo no, la verdad te soy sincero, estas son noticias nuevas para mí, que se le ha invertido 2.5 millones.
Es
Yo,
mi única pregunta. ¿Qué tanto más vamos a invertir para llegar a un nivel donde sea, o sea, más práctico? I almost crashed because some brush were drifting in the middle of the road. Yes, let me tell you, it's not a good situation. Instead of charging the customer more for brush pickup, we should get some money back. And I agree, because otra vez, we paid for a service, Gloria. We paid for a service, and we got nothing. Now they want to double the pay in order to do what we already paid for. Ya pagamos para que levantaran esa basura que está enfrente de mi casa. Ya pagamos enero, febrero, marzo, abril y junio. Me faltó un mes. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo y junio. Ya pagamos 6 meses para levantar la basura. No la han levantado. Entonces, la solución que nos van a dar no es de que, oye, te vamos a reembolsar el dinero que te cobramos para levantar la basura, sino que ahora la solución es te voy a cobrar más para ahora levantar la basura que debíamos de haber levantado en enero. You're 100% right. That's my concern. Sergio, get Erasmo solar panels. Yes, please.
oye, sí, sí, te vas a ver que te va a dar un free quote.
Yo te lo promuevo, tú ponme solar, yo lo promuevo.
Yeah.
The increase is before the
No,
Sanchez.
pero, Ana, you know, Ana, on a, ¿cómo te diré? On a good note, solar panels, I'm telling you, it's the future. We just have to educate they're, they're very affordable. Cualquier persona, los puede adquirir en su casa. El financiamiento es bien barato. Te sale mucho más barato que lo que pagas tu bill de la luz. Y acuérdate que tú lo dijiste ahorita, el bill de la luz ahora está más caro que hace un año.
Super.
El pago del solar panel nunca va a subir hasta que lo acabes de pagar y un día ya no vas a pagar electricidad.
It's crazy. What the fuck? The only solar powered equipment most of us have is the trusty outside clothesline to dry our clothes. That's yeah.
Esa es buena, esa es buena.
Anyway,
Ese era el solar panel que usaba mi mamá cuando estaba yo chico.
yeah. If it's all about education, maybe you should educate yourself. Without government subsidizing wind, solar, and electric cars are not affordable. Where does the money come from? Taxes. There is not much net gain in carbon emissions. Where does the electricity come from? Please educate yourself. Nuclear is the real answer. Stop watching The Simpsons. The Simpsons. I watch South Park. That's what I watch. And some of those people are choosing to be homeless because they're addicted to drugs. If you want shelter, you need to be off drugs. They don't want to.
Yo
Again,
no
going
estoy de
back.
acuerdo con eso. Hay gente que la ha pasado mal por ciertas situaciones. Yo te puedo decir que cuando yo llegué a California de muy chico, me fui de aquí de West Texas para California. Yo llegué a vivir en una camioneta, yo y un amigo, porque la renta estaba muy cara, no completábamos con lo que trabajábamos al día, no teníamos ni para pagar the high expense rent. Sí, claro que también hay mucha gente que hace drogas, hay mucha gente que, ¿me entiendes? Pero yo soy de las personas que me gusta no juzgar mejor, vamos a tratar de ayudar al ser humano y dejarle la juzgada a manos de Dios. Y nosotros hacer las cosas, tratar de hacer algo, lo que podemos hacer para ayudar al prójimo.
Any news of la Silvia Atkinson? Tu amor, no he tenido noticias de Silvia. I'll find out. I'll check tomorrow. But as of now, the only information I have is that she's still at Willacy County, and we don't know where she's going to be. I think someone mentioned to me that maybe Beaumont, and someone else mentioned somewhere maybe by Georgia, but I'm not sure. I'll try to get some more information tomorrow. I get Sergio, but Erasmo, I believe now that Mr. Mendez knows our outcries will do a better job. Yeah, 100%. And let me say, I'll go back to what we started with the city commission meeting today. Very proud of Mr. Los Santos. Took a stance. Very, very proud. Very proud that he was vocal. Very proud. I'm very, very proud, guys, that they, did not vote on the buying more property from the Golonskis. I'm very, very proud. And the reason that Golonski wasn't able to sell the property to the city of Brownsville because we were complaining about it, guys. Because they know we're watching. They know that we're going to ask the questions. And they said, we don't want those headaches. But they were going to buy property from Golonski people. And, and again, guys, it's us coming together and questioning the mayor and the city commission, like, why are we going to buy more useless property from Abraham Golonski? It's that simple.
I can tell you that we just purchased 40 acres at Llanero 2 over there by Culture Street.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna start a subdivision. We're bringing about 100 plus homes. So that's gonna beautify that area. So I'm excited about that, and also I'm excited that we had empezamos a hacer, como le dicen, el advertisement of the land, and a lot of the builders and a lot of the people in Brownsville got together, and we were able to basically sell all that property in less than a week.
Awesome.
So we have a good project coming to that area where we're going to see nice houses in that area, and also, it's going to create more pues taxes para la ciudad y beautify that part of it too.
Congratulations, man, and thank you for doing that. Again, it's very, very important. Great job. Meet one of our future city commissioners. Oh, maybe Sergio. Have you ever thought about going into politics?
Fíjate que volvemos a lo mismo. Yo sería un mentiroso si te dijera que no me gusta meterme en la política y luego después correr por un puesto político. A mí me gusta mejor apoyar a la gente que quiera hacer un cambio para Brownsville, que sea un cambio verdadero. Yo lo apoyaría con hasta lo que me permita la ley, con la cuestión económica y con las propiedades que estamos developando, con Science y lo que pueda hacer fundraisers, lo que pueda. Pero si una persona ahí en un futuro quiere correr para Brownsville, a cualquier puesto en Brownsville y quiere hacer algo bueno por esta ciudad, tiene mi apoyo al 100%. Yo la verdad no soy una persona que me gusta la política. Para mí, te soy sincero, es algo muy conflictivo, no me gusta ese ambiente. A mí me gusta develop, me gusta crear cosas, me gusta agarrar un pedazo de tierra y hacer algo bonito, casas, una plaza, un edificio, ¿me entiendes? Departamentos.
And
Pero
I,
yo tengo mi forma de ayudar a la ciudad y es apoyar a la gente que quiere hacer un cambio.
I agree with
Entonces,
you. No es el de todos, and no, we all have our different place in this community, and I appreciate that. Uh,
y perdón, les pido unas disculpas. Muchos de estos temas no es que los esté evadiendo, simplemente no los conozco. Entonces, pues no es poder una opinión sin saber sin saber lo que está pasando. Y eso llámalo a la mejor parte ignorancia de mi parte. Y maybe I should start paying attention for what's happening in the city. ¿Verdad?
that's
Pero
cool.
pues
That
te
works. I
digo la
mean,
verdad.
there's always an opportunity to pick up more information. I, ya que ya que estamos hablando de ello, I'm already announced I'm going to run for mayor of the city of Brownsville, folks, and I'll have some places to put signs.
Yes, sir.
The mayor promotes a new website for birth and death certificates online, but it's just another third-party service instead of a city website. That is one of my concerns, Sam. Guys, we I don't even want to touch this subject because it really pisses me off because they're trying to say it's easier for you to get your birth certificate. It is too great. And then you come to find out, but you have to pay $12, $13, $12.95, $13 more. And I'm going like, what? Sam, you're exactly right. It is a service that should already be provided by the city. That's why we've already paid consultants $2.5 million. But ahora, they're trying to say, oh, we've got this new system in the city of Brownsville for you to get a birth certificate. And everyone's going like, yes, awesome, más fácil. And then you come to find out it's not the city of Brownsville. It's a private company that's going to charge you $13 to get your birth certificate on top of the $23 that you're already going to have to pay. So you're still screwed. Screwed. And lo que me fastidia, Sam, is that you can find these private companies on your own. You don't need the city of Brownsville to promote a private company to get your birth certificate. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Remind me, Sam. McAllen has an actual performing arts center created by the city. Will our city be able to at least to catch up? No, never. We're never going to get a performing arts center. Not with these people in office. Sylvia is living in 10 cities, saving some. No, not yet. Mr. Santiago, whatever happened to the food truck park that was supposed to be where the Magic Time U-Haul and car wash was on Boca Chica?
Mira, that we were, that esa propiedad le íbamos a hacer, la ciudad la aprobó todo salió perfecto con la ciudad, era algo que se tenía que, o sea, se le puso mucho empeño. Desafortunadamente, y bueno, desafortunadamente y afortunadamente, porque a veces que, como todo lo que hacemos en la vida, en los negocios, tenemos bancos y tenemos inversionistas a los que les tenemos que rendir cuentas. Y pues lógicamente un banco te presta dinero y le tienes que dar un interés. Un inversionista invierte contigo y va a requerir un profit. So, cuando vino lo de COVID, hubo mucho, ¿cómo te diré? Todo lo que es lo commercial, las plazas, todo lo que es ese tipo de cosas, bajaron mucho las ventas. Yo te puedo decir que en las plazas que yo tengo había mucha gente que tuve que arreglar con ellos para que me dieran la renta en pagos, a lo mejor la mitad y la mitad que iban pudiendo. Entonces, desafortunadamente estropeó ese proyecto. Y luego, ahorita y creo que todavía no es tiempo para que ese negocio sea profitable. Y nomás para hacer el negocio y no rendirle una ganancia a un inversionista que te va a poner su dinero, a un banco que te va a pedir un interés, sería un mal negocio de nuestra parte. So, ese negocio está detenido hasta que creamos que el momento sea el correcto, ¿verdad? Uh, Afortunadamente uno que está acá en la paredes y la Dennett, que a ellos les ha ido muy bien. Está chiquito el lugar, pero les ha ido muy bien y creo que sí sería un proyecto muy bueno acá en Boca Chica. ¿Por qué? Porque Brownsville está creciendo, está entrando mucha gente a la comunidad y es algo que nosotros lo queremos hacer familiar, no tanto como el de acá de la Paredes, que es más para gente adulta, que se vende licor y cosas así. Nosotros queremos hacerlo algo donde pudiera ir toda la familia, a lo mejor hacer hasta una lucha libre al aire libre, cosas así, ¿verdad? Pero desafortunadamente con el COVID y la incertidumbre, pues tuvimos que detener ese proyecto.
Good job. Good. Well, hopefully it'll come to me. Sergio, our time is up. Any last words?
No, pues gracias por darme la oportunidad de que conocieran otro lado mío aquí de verdad, y aparte, pues estoy muy agradecido con Brownsville, me siento una persona que llegué aquí hace 20 años y me siento como si hubiera nacido aquí. He sido muy bendecido aquí crecieron mis hijos, aquí he hecho mi vida y estoy muy contento con Brownsville. Me considero una persona muy afortunada. En lo que pueda ayudar lo voy a seguir haciendo. Y como les digo, si hay personas nuevas, sangre nueva que quiera hacer algo en la política, como, como el comentario ahorita que hiciste de este señor de los Santos, ¿verdad? De los Santos, el
Yes.
comisionado nuevo. Gente así como él, ¿verdad? Que quieren hacer cambios para la ciudad y quieren ayudar, pues yo siempre voy a apoyar a gente así que quiera. A mí no, lo mío no es la política, pero sí quiero lo mejor para esta ciudad y si puedo ayudar, pues voy a hacer mi parte hasta donde Dios me lo permita, ¿verdad? La gente que me conoce sabe que pues, soy una persona trabajadora y honesta y pues la verdad sí quiero lo mejor para mi ciudad, que es Brownsville.
Amen, brother. I thank you much for coming on tonight. And whenever you want to come on back on, you let us know. It's
No,
great
no,
to see.
gracias por la invitación y gracias.
Y a ver si vamos a taquear a los tacos ahí de la Greyhound.
Sí,
Guys,
estamos dispuestos.
guys, please continue to go out there and support local business. Please stop by that place at the Greyhound station that Sergio mentioned. You know, let's support our own. Let's support our people as our small business. They need you. They need me. They need us to go out there and support them 100%. Guys, mande-
Before we leave, there's also 3 places there on Old Port Isabel, que es
oh yeah,
Habibi, which you've been there. Habibi, awesome,
great,
Mediterranean food. Also City Tortas, which is the best tortas in town.
love them.
They're Mexico City style, big, humongous tortas. Y
The
La
French,
Chilangueria, also La Chilangueria, which is really Mexican, Mexico City style food. So try them out. And
they
then if
have
you
the
also want to, if you want to go solar, give
you
me a
know.
call.
Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think la chilanguería tiene el machete.
Sí, my
Amazing.
favorite
And
food.
the city tortas have great tortas, but amazing fries. So
Oh yeah, that's the best fries in town. Yes, right.
great fries. And
Yes.
Habibi, great Mediterranean food. I love hummus, and I love a lot of the food out there. Guys, yes, please continue to go out there and support local business, guys. We need them, and they need us. Guys, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we'll talk about the birth certificate scam that the city is running. They will also see how it goes in regards to the flooding. And guys, thank you all so much for being patient. We've been on for an hour and a half. That's a lot longer than what I thought we'd be on tonight. But guys, stay safe. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. If you think that's what you need to do, guys. Guys, have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Sergio, thank you, Sergio.
Thank you. God bless.
Guys, be good to each other, guys, and please continue to be good to me. Hasta luego, folks. Bye bye.
Hasta luego. Bye.
Adios.